From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of early mornings LALATE, and boy, it is a big one. As your fourth stimulus check heats up, I have the latest update on your fourth stimulus check of 2021 today, the latest update on your fifth stimulus check of 2021, and the latest payout of new items this week for your third stimulus check as well. First, on the fourth stimulus check, a series of multiple stimulus checks. Monthly stimulus checks will start landing in your bank account in the month of July. How much? How much is this for? Who gets it? I have all the incredible great details in this recording. I'll also be going over what items really need to slide into the fourth stimulus package because they're set to expire. Oh boy. And then we turn to fifth stimulus. While the president calls it the American Family Plan, there's actually a lot of money in there for single individuals. I'll explain to you why there's a lot of items in the fifth stimulus and the fourth stimulus you did not anticipate for in a jobs plan and a family plan. There's in fact a lot of items for you as well. We'll be going over the incredible SSI reform that will raise your benefits under the fifth stimulus. And then we'll be cutting back to third stimulus and the big money that's going live in a series of new items in the third stimulus package this coming week. Also, the new items that went live just a few days ago, I have all those details and more. The horses are in the gates, they've passed the finish line, and so too is about the tow truck and the tow truck's hitch shortly after that. It's a big morning, the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and in Kentucky, the bourbon was rolling. And this is Early Mornings LALATE. And the excitement up in Kentucky's heating up and has nothing to do with Mitch McConnell. Hope you are having a beautiful, warm Sunday. And if you've not, then it is still starting to crisp up. And I'm so glad you have joined me on a Sunday morning of incredible big news about your fourth stimulus check, those monthly big stimulus checks, the fifth stimulus package that's going to give you more lifetime benefits than you ever anticipated, and the new money that's going live on the third stimulus that could pay you $5, $10, $15, $20,000. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is the best channel there is, the most comprehensive channel, the most accurate information, and the most in-depth financial news 24/7 across the board. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes. If you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Let's get to the breaking news. Fourth stimulus is heating up. And this is that monthly stimulus check that starts in the month of July that would pay you a monthly stimulus check for several months. It's a monthly stimulus check, and it's going to be added into the fourth stimulus package by the Senate Democrats and the House Democrats. Slight differences on how much, slight differences on how many months. Let's analyze and compare. The House Democrats have written it in writing. Tlaib and Jalapal detailed it in their standalone bill, and they wrote that there would be $2,000 the first month and then $1,000 thereafter. But ironically, they also wanted to pay the remainder of the pandemic and then a year thereafter. So a lot more checks than one would think. Who gets these stimulus checks? Same for both the senators and the House members. If you make less than $75,000, it's you. Make less than $150,000, a married couple, it's you. Household 4 or less, it's you. And if you're on SSI and SSDI, it is you. How many checks? Well, the House members, you just saw, they want to give you stimulus checks for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The senators want to give you stimulus checks to December. A little bit less checks. The House members are progressives. The senators are moderates. But then the amount of the checks also differ. The House members, you just saw, want to pay $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The senators, the amount is unknown. But this is what word on the street is. that the senators want to pay you $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. This is the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, because this is a new year with a new spending habit. This will go by reconciliation because the GOP is not willing to do it. They're not willing to pay the $2 trillion price tag of the fifth stimulus package. And ironically, when you look at what's going on the rest of this year, the Republicans are facing the Democrats spending upwards of $8 trillion. This graphic has actually been revised since then. So the fourth stimulus, which I'm going to cover now, and the fifth stimulus, which is coming up in the second half of this recording, stay with me. Those bring the Democrats up to a price tag of $8 trillion of spending in just 6-7 months. So this is why fourth stimulus is going to recon. So when would you get the checks and how would you get them? Let me go over all that great details right now. First, the stimulus checks would go out in the month of July, for the month of July, in the month of August, for the month of August. There would be no waves of checks. They can't do waves of checks because there's no time. It's a monthly check. It's not income. It would not qualify as income. It's not a taxable event. It would not disqualify your benefits. And yes, it's the single biggest payout you've seen on the history of this channel, but not the single biggest payout I've mentioned. Why? Because under fifth stimulus, the president's proposing to spend $40,000 to $80,000 a person for other stimulus items. Those are coming up later in the second half of this recording. So this is the fourth stimulus. The bill will be written by the House and the senators, and then they will slide in what they want to add in. Multiple stimulus checks. The president will give them infrastructure, roads, climate, water, and they'll do that, but they're going to add in what they want to add in. And at minimum, it's going to be the stimulus checks. They've already made that very clear in writing. Could there be more? There could be more. Should there be more? There should be more. What are the other items they should put into the fourth stimulus package? That's a new topic of discussion on this channel, and I'm going to be going over it in just a second. It's critical because it's important for you to know what's expiring under third stimulus and what you want to have in the fourth stimulus. So that is fourth stimulus. Vote in July, reconciliation starting in May, done in 2 months, checks going out in July. Depending if you're a House or Senator getting their way, the checks would either end over a 6-month period of time or expand over a longer period of time. And there you go. That's fourth stimulus. Now, fifth stimulus bears some resemblance to fourth stimulus in many ways. One, we'll go to recon, again, reconciliation, that non-bipartisan process where they do a bill in 2 months. Second, it will be written by the House and senators and will have an add-on. And in the fifth stimulus, the add-on won't be stimulus checks because they'll still be going on. Rather, the add-on will be SSI and SSDI reform. That big SSI and SSDI reform is permanent, and that is also an add-on. I'll be going over the details of that big money of the fifth stimulus and the other money under the fifth stimulus that pays you if you're a single person, pays you if you're a senior, pays you if you're a working person. There's a lot of other money under fifth stimulus. It's coming up in the second half of this recording. But let me cut back to fourth stimulus, which is really important as we start the new morning. As we start the new morning, we hear about fourth stimulus and we hear about water and climate and infrastructure, and we hear about making America stronger and better and the roads across the board. It's important to understand that while that's what the president wants to add to the fourth stimulus package and more money for roads, that ultimately there is the opportunity for a House member or a senator to put other items into the fourth stimulus. And what should they? Well, this is what you need to know. These 3 categories of items are expiring and they need to be put into fourth stimulus if you think they belong there. I think some of them do. What are they? All the monies for the unemployment programs are expiring. PUA, FPUC, PEUC are all going away this fall. Next, the business grants, all going away. PPP was established by this pandemic. It's going away. EIDL grant, shutter venue grant, restaurant grant, going away. And then finally, also going away is the big money for rent, utilities, food, mortgage assistance, mortgage eviction moratorium and eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance or eviction moratorium, all going away. A lot of these items date back to the very first stimulus package of March of last year. So should they go away? Whew, I don't think so. Here's what I'm talking about, is that Congress, in doing the fourth stimulus package, has to get it done to a vote by July 4th, says Leader Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Why? Because they go on vacation. They don't come back to September. Well, guess what happens between July and September? All these items which I just detailed expire. What could also happen between then? Unemployment numbers may still not be recovered. That's what Jerome Powell said. That's what Janet Yellen said. So if long-term unemployment numbers and long-term job creation numbers are still not fully rebounded by July, which they won't, why are we allowing unemployment to expire? Doesn't make sense. So ultimately, whether it's Ron Wyden or Bernie Sanders, whoever you want to make the push with, or even the president himself or Elizabeth Warren, make the push to add other things into forced stimulus, like the extension of prior items. Make the push. Finally, you could also certainly push in there if you want student loan debt forgiveness. They've been trying to get that by executive order, and the update is there is no update. Miguel Cardona is now 3 weeks late in producing a deal memo. Those were due in 2 weeks. He's now 2 weeks plus 3 weeks. Where is that executive order memo that says whether the president can or cannot forgive student loan debt by executive order? Of course he can. Obama did it, Trump did it, he can do it, Biden can do it. So it's not particularly clear what's going on. A new report released over yesterday said that Biden will sign the order and is going to sign it in June or July. Why June or July? I don't understand that one. I really don't understand it. All right, so that is forced stimulus. Meantime, there's a lot of other money that's going live next week. A lot of money that went live just before the start of this weekend. What is it? How much money is it? I'm going to go over all those details starting right now. This is purple. Remember purple? Money right now, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now. Well, guess what? The purple money is coming on back, and maybe I need to bring back purple. If you like purple, drop in the comments. Bring back that show Purple. Let me explain what's coming back. Third stimulus, money for rent assistance, utilities bills, homeowners assistance, homeowners mortgage assistance, and homeowners utility bills are coming back. Third stimulus made it law, but it had not been routed out to the states, the money. This coming week, it's getting routed there. So get ready to get it. Going live right before the start of the weekend was the with the Shuttered Venue Grant and the Restaurant Grant, now both live. Go to sba.gov to apply. Not just for restaurants and not just for venues. And then what's going live next week? Well, I have a gut reaction, just a gut reaction, that they're going to go live with the EIDL grant next week. I really do. But I think you need to be aware of several items that are also going live next week. What are they? First, the return of tax money. And second, the incredible money for the children. All right, the return of tax money. The return of tax money is the taxes you paid on your 2020 tax return of your unemployment assistance from 2020. Let me explain how much you're going to get. If you had $8,000 in unemployment assistance and your tax bill last year, your total tax bill was $5,000, but of your total tax bill, $100 of it was paying the taxes on your unemployment assistance, you're getting back $100 from the IRS. Yep, that's what you're getting back. You're not getting back your full tax bill that you paid, and you're not getting back $10,200. There's one YouTuber who is literally making video day after day saying you're getting a stimulus check of $10,200. No one in the United States is getting $10,200 ever, because that's not what the law says. It's the taxes on the $10,000 of the unemployment up to $10,200. Second, it's not a stimulus check. In fact, it's not even a profit number. It's not a number you're making money on. It's a break even, meaning you paid $100 in taxes on that unemployment, you're getting the $100 back. You're not making money on the situation. It's not stimulus. It's break even. So that's the first thing. The second one is the children's money. The children's money heats up in July, but the deadline to really tell IRS about the children is a couple days away, because your 2020 tax return is coming up. Who needs to do what, and how do you need to do it? So here again, another YouTube channel saying everyone's going to get $3,600 if they have a child, or $3,000. Not true. Not true. Two qualifications. One, you made less than 75,000, and two, they know the child exists. It seems like YouTube channels seem to always forget the fact that IRS doesn't know you exist unless you tell them that you existed. Here are the two types of people that need to be on big alert to make sure they get this money. Number one, you don't file tax returns. Well, boy, you got to go file that tax return for 2020. Go to a tax preparer because they will not know you have a child because you're not filing tax returns. You won't get the check unless you do it. Number two, you do file tax returns, but you haven't been listing that child. If you don't list the child on your tax return, for example, the child's newborn or born in the last few months, they're not going to know about the child. And so that's what's also happening. Meantime, another YouTube channel is telling people that Talib and Jalapal, their bill will provide a stimulus check for the rest of this year. That's actually not at all what their actual bill says. Oh, boy. That's actually not what their bill says. It actually says this, that you're going to get $2,000 the first month and $1,000 for the remainder of the ongoing pandemic, and then continuing for 1 year after the crisis. Pandemic plus 1 year. So, boy, there's just a lot of really people jumping into the space and doing things that's just so incorrect. But what is really exciting is the stimulus number 5, the 5th stimulus package coming in the fall. I'll be going over the incredible details of what's in the 5th stimulus package this early morning's broadcast and the SSI reform. It's all coming up at this commercial break. Stay with me. And if you need help getting that rent and utilities, here is a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues on Mornings LALATE at 12 noon today. I can't wait to see you on that live show. Then I'm back with another live show 2 hours after that. That's noontime. Make sure you pencil that in. I'll be looking for you. That's noontime. Then we go into our Q&A live show in which I answer your questions live on air. That's Afternoons LALATE at 4 p.m. I'm back with Afternoons LALATE's tape show, that big one at 6 p.m., followed by Evenings LALATE at 8 p.m. And then we go into LA Late Night at 10 o'clock. How are you? It's a big morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and thank you for tuning in to LALATE.com's coverage of the Kentucky Derby yesterday. Wow, that was our most read story on LALATE.com since the pandemic started. So very, very happy that LALATE.com, the website, is back like a vengeance. Stay with it as this coverage ramps up to pre-pandemic levels in the next few days. And with that, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. The 5th stimulus package, which I'm going to be going over a second, is called the American Family Plan, but it has the worst darn name. Let's just be frank. It has the worst darn name because it's not just about families, and it's not just a plan. It's sort of, it's all over the place. And here is the other plan that's happening for those families that unrelated to families per se is there's going to be SSI and SSDI reform put into this fifth stimulus package. What is the amounts and how does it work? Let's go over the details. Benefit levels will be increased. Asset levels will be increased. There'll be a new inflationary benchmark, and then they're going to remove the income exclusion and the marriage penalty. All right, let me go over the specifics of how this works. First, who? This is for SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, SSA, Social Security survivor benefits. So let's say you're on two benefits, you would get both of them. Let's say you have survivor benefits, your husband passed and you get his Social Security check. Yeah, that as well. So what are they going to do? First, they're going to raise up your benefits. Amen. Finally, they're going to raise up your benefits to a new number. That will be your new number. Then they're going to tie your benefits to inflation. Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, myself, the president, everyone says inflation is going to be 2 to 4% over the next few years. Okay, so your benefits will go up 2 to 4% over the next few years. Remember, they never go down. Next, they are going to get rid of the asset cap. It's a law that dates back to 1980s that says some of you can't stay on assets, can't hold more than $3,000 in assets in hand. Then they're going to remove the income cap. That dates back to 1962. Oh my goodness. That says you can't work and stay on benefits. They're going to kick it out of the ballpark and say, no, if you want to work, you can. $1,000, $2,000 a month will allow you to pull in $12,000, $24,000 a year. And then finally, the marriage penalty. People said, what is it? Either you have it or you don't have it. If you have it, you know what it is and you want it gone. They're getting rid of it. Moreover, if you see it coming on the horizon for you, you're not going to have it happen. So people who are getting married or about to get married, not going to happen as well. So when would this happen? Fifth stimulus. This would happen in September, take 2 months, and you would see the impact on your bank account around November. There we go. That is your fifth stimulus package, the incredible SSI reform that you're going to get under that fifth stimulus package, detailed now. Now, one of the other things I want you to know about what's happening under the fifth stimulus package is the incredible other money that is not just for children, but actually also for you. So let me detail all this other money that you get under the fifth stimulus package. All right, the fifth stimulus package has page line after line after line of items that if you're a member, you already get these details. But if you're not, I'm going to go over in this video. Line after line of items that are not for children, that are for single people, that are for seniors. So yeah, there's a lot of money for a lot of people in here. The first item is more money for childcare, a national comprehensive paid family and medical sick leave program. Actually, I added the word sick incorrectly. Family and medical leave program. So this is for single people. If you work and your cousin dies, you can get 12 weeks of bereavement, stay-at-home money. Yep. Then more free school for 3 to 4-year-olds, all 3 to 4-year-olds, preschool 3 to 4-year-olds, and then 2 years of free community college for all students. I don't like that. I don't like that. Why? Because it basically says if you're a billionaire, every American tax dollar should be used to put your 3 to 4-year-old to preschool for free. And if you're a billionaire, we'll send your kid to free community college for 2 years for free. Why are we doing that for billionaires? There should be an income cap on this. This should be set $75,000 for single individuals, $150,000 for married couple. Then there's going to increase the grant program more for college students. I like that. I think that should be higher. Remember, if you're looking for that $1,700 for grant money under the third stimulus, it's at the college now. Then they're going to give 2 years of subsidized tuition to college students if the single parent makes $125,000 or less. I think this is ridiculous. The parent makes 6 figures, and we're giving them free tuition for their kid. If you're making 6 figures, we should not. That income level's too low. Too high. Too high. It should be lower. It should be a single parent, $75,000 or less, or married couple, $150,000 or less, will give the free college tuition. Then there's more money for food for everyone. And then there's reduced insurance premiums for those who buy insurance on their own. Under third stimulus, they're going to make that permanent. That's also for everyone. These are everyone provisions, I guess the easiest way to say. And then we have some great stuff for my single workers, that they're making the earned income tax credit permanent. They are expanding the child care tax credit permanent, and then the controversial one. So let me go over the earned income one. This is the hazard pay provision. So if you were looking back, 10 years ago, you would see on the books the earned income tax credit. The third stimulus package changed it to make it the following. 19 years or older, less than $25,000 2020 income, you will get a $1,504 earned income tax credit for that essential work you did as a hazard pay worker. That's third stimulus law. So this is proposing to make this permanent. I like that a lot. I just think it's too small. Make it bigger. First, I don't like the caps. It should be covering people who make more than $25,000. That's the first one. And second, it should pay more than $1,504. Then it also has more money for the child and care dependent tax credit. I like that, but I think that should be smaller. So it's taking the third stimulus law and making it permanent. I don't think it's big enough. The current law is too small. It's $5,000 if up to 50% of your child care costs deducted up to $5,000 for one kid. But if you've got two or more, it's up to 50%, but capped at $8,000. Why is it capped? If you got 4 kids and you got $50,000 of child care costs and you're spending the $50,000, why is it capped at $8,000? It's cheap. I don't like it. If you're spending the money, allow the person to have the tax deduction. And finally, the most controversial one, the child care cost, the child credit. That's the one we talked earlier in this video, $3,600. I just think it's too high. I think it's too high. It's basically saying under Biden's fifth stimulus, we'll do it for 6 total years. So it's about $24,000. $24,000, you come out of the womb, bam, $24,000 over 6 years. And it actually gets worse. Did I say Clinton? I meant Biden. Biden originally wanted it for lifetime. So, and ironically, the guy who writes this bill when it gets to the House has now introduced his own bill to make it lifetime. Representative Neal wants it to be lifetime, which would pay the following. It would pay the $4,000 over 17 years, $80,000. What are we doing? A lot of money. How's this money going to be paid for? The president's proposals are the following: that the fourth stimulus will be paid for corporate tax raises across the board. The corporate tax rate will go up, and then the fifth stimulus would be paid with capital gains taxes and personal taxes up. Now, this is what I don't like, especially. He had made a clear promise to the American people he would not touch people's personal tax rate if they make less than $400,000. So what is he doing? He's mincing his words and saying that he is going to make the capital gains and the married couple's rate at $600,000 or less. Oh, wait a second. $600,000 for 2 people is $300,000 a person. You said you weren't going to touch anything at $400,000 or less. So, if you said 400, stick with it. 800,000 for 2 people. That's what 2 people are. That's the Larry Kudlow math. Meantime, the Larry Kudlow math calculator will be back with you today. I look forward to seeing you. Coming up next as I return with Mornings LALATE at 12 noon. Then we go to noon LALATE. Then after that is Afternoons LALATE at 4 p.m. Hope you tune in for that. That is our Q&A show. And then we continue the excitement shortly thereafter with Afternoons LALATE. That's a big show. That's the tape show that gives you all the details you're asking across the board. I'll be here in the live chat and answering your questions as they unfold. And then after that, we are into Evenings LALATE, that huge show every night that details what you're getting in the different stimulus packages. And finally, we're back with LA Late Night, that irreverent show with Javita Late and Sirloin every night across the board. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a big day, so make sure you tune in throughout the day. And with that, I look forward to seeing you throughout the day. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Boy, 400,000 subscribers, we're just knocking on the door. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends to join this channel. Tell your friends to come over. Share the videos on Facebook. If you're out and about and you're not around, Come back and watch the video after the day is over. Don't just tune into the live shows. Watch all the shows because you may miss something important which I covered earlier in the day. Also, like this video. 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, keep that positive spirit up. Say hello to new faces when you see them in the room, in the chat, and introduce yourself to other people so they say hello as well. Stay informed, stay focused, and have a beautiful morning. I'll see you later here on LALATE.